Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and the Houston Rockets get a huge win in double overtime against the Philadelphia 76ers, 123-132. What a game from the Houston Rockets tonight. I'm so impressed with this team, the way they fought. Something I talked about in the pregame was getting off to a good start. And what did the Rockets do? Got off to a horrible start. They started off 10-0, and they came back, and ever since then, the Rockets didn't look away. There was a couple other times in the second half where the 76ers would take the lead, but the Rockets took the lead at the end of the first half, and they really didn't look away after that. What a game from the Rockets. I'm so impressed with the way this team played tonight. I was impressed with some of the calls that Coach Silas made in overtime, and double overtime. I think he coached a great game in this game. I'm gonna make an example right here. In overtime, the Rockets. Now this was a smart thing on two things right here. The Rockets in overtime were down 117-116. Rockets had the ball with about 7 seconds to go. And when the inbound happened, they put Şengün on the inbound. So Joel Embiid, who was absolutely killing the Rockets tonight, he had how many blocks? I don't know how many blocks he had. He was killing. I think Embiid had only two blocks, but he was killing the Rockets in the paint, stopping the Rockets in the paint every which way. And so what Silas did was he put Şengün on the inbound, so it would get Embiid away from the paint. KPJ drived. Embiid got back to he got back to Kevin. Kevin drived, and Embiid fouled him. Now, at the time, Embiid had 5 fouls, so Embiid fouled out. And then the Rockets would go into double overtime with no Embiid, and Harden didn't play most of the second overtime because he was on minute restriction, because this was his first game since a month. I think a little bit less than a month. So the Rockets, there were so many good things they did tonight. Now there's things that I didn't like. Now at the end of the game, I know the Rockets, you're up by 7, but this is a mistake that Jalen Green. You can't make these mistakes. The Rockets were on a fast break. Jalen Green, he's on a fast break, and KJ's behind him. Now Green throws the ball. And I just got an alert on this. If you saw it, it says Jalen Green shacked in a moment. That's what I'm talking about. Jalen throws it to KJ, who was behind him. Daniel House steals it. Those are mistakes. You just gotta take the layup. He's doing that to try to get KJ to throw it down, which KJ is great at dunks. But at that point, just lay the ball in, get the 9-point lead, and that was a bad decision by Jalen Green. Luckily, Daniel House was out of bounds when he caught the ball, but bad mistake by Jalen Green. Let's go into the scoring. Jalen Green had 27 points tonight, had 7 assists. KPJ had 24. I was really impressed with him. He had 4 threes in this one. The Rockets they had an all right 3-point shooting night, 14 for 39, way better than the other night. The other night in Golden State, 3 for 28. Jabari had 16, 3 for 6 from 3, and he was really good in those overtime periods. Not so much in regulation, but in overtime, Jabari was doing really good, and knocked down 7 free throws in this one as well. Şengün, he had 8 and 8 in this one, and I get there was a lot of bad calls in this game, but he has to keep his cool, because Alperen Şengün was getting very frustrated in this game. I know the refs were making some calls that he should have been frustrated at. There was a couple calls that Şengün was right about, that he was upset about, but I saw every time I looked at him, he was getting angry. But I mean, I hope the coaches were telling him you got to stay calm. But Alperen, he had an all right game in this one. I mean, he made some mistakes, but he got some good clutch offensive rebounds. He had 5 of those in this game, but he was all right. Eric Gordon had 14. He had a couple good threes in the overtime period. In the second overtime, he hit the first bucket that got the Rockets going. He had a 3, then led to KPJ hitting a 3. Now that I think about it, this game, it kind of reminds me of the Lakers matchup last year, the one that went to overtime. The Rockets played like they did in that game, but great shots by Gordon tonight. He had 14. KPJ, I think I said he had 24. Like I think I already said that, but he had 4 threes, hit 6 free throws, hit a clutch free throw to tie it up. It did miss the next one, but it's okay because the Rockets won and double overtime. He also had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He played great defense on James Harden in this game. I think he caused James Harden to have a lot of turnovers in this game. James Harden had 7 turnovers in this game. I don't think KPJ caused him to have all of those, but he played some great defense on James Harden. And Jalen had 27. He had an all right game. He was 0 for 7 from 3, but he was great at getting to the paint tonight and was 9 for 10 from the line. Fernando had 6 in this one and hit 2 free throws and also had 8 rebounds and 3 offensive rebounds. Garuba had 0 but only played 6 minutes. KJ Martin had a great game. He had 14. He was 1 for 1 from 3, and KJ had an all right game. Tari Eason. Now, he didn't do much in overtime. I don't think he played at all in the overtime periods. But Tari Eason played really good in the third quarter and in the second quarter, a little bit in the fourth quarter. He had 18 and 6. It was a little bit close to his career high there. His career high was 19, but great game from Tari. I was impressed. He was being aggressive. Nailed 2 threes in this game. You really don't see him take threes, and I was glad that he was being aggressive and taking his threes tonight. He was driving. He was drawing fouls. So I was really impressed by the way Tari Eason played tonight. Garrison had 5. He hit a 3 and was fouled on a 3, just like he was in the last game. So Garrison basically did the same thing he did last game, but he had 5 instead of 6 because he missed one of the 3 free throws. But good game by Garrison. Daishawn Nix had 0 in 14 minutes. For the Sixers, Harden had 21 in this game, played 38 minutes. For someone who's missed a month and was supposed to be on minute restrictions, 38 minutes is that's all. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play in the next game if they rest him because of how much he played tonight. Embiid had 39. He fouled out. Harris had 27. He knocked down 7 threes. He was 7 for 8. So the Rockets have to deal with multiple problems in a row. Wiggins the other night and Harris now. Tucker, in his return to Houston, had 3. 9 for Melton. 4 for Daniel House Jr., another former Rocket. 6 for Paul Reed. 0 for another former Rocket, Harrell. Shake Milton had 11. Not Melton, Milton. Korkmaz had 3 in this one as well. But what a win for the Rockets tonight. And as they have some momentum as they face the San Antonio Spurs for the first time on Thursday. And the Rockets win their 3rd straight home game in a row. Great win for the Rockets tonight. They fought in overtime. They fought this whole game. I mean, this whole game. You'll see the Rockets fight from quarters 1 to 3 and give up in the 4th. And, they struggled a little bit in the 4th. I'll give them that. They were outscored 24-18. But they fought to send this game back to overtime, even though Sixers outplayed them in the 4th quarter. And they fought in the overtime period. So, great job by the Houston Rockets tonight. That's it for the video. The Rockets win in double overtime, 132-123. Good win to beat a good team. And we beat a team who is one of the best teams in the East. So, I'm very impressed. And let me know your thoughts on the game. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And peace out. Go Rockets.